Hey everyone, so the next two videos are going to be all about tags. And if you want to look at this on a meta level, then it's going to be all about how to create and update and connect many-to-many relationships. So I'm sure in your own app there are a lot of use cases for that. What we'll be building today is a way to add and remove tags from a video. In the first section, we'll just display the current tags. And to do that, we'll have to learn the v-autocomplete component from Vuetify. And that gives us a lot of good stuff for free. Then we'll want to be able to connect and disconnect tags. And that will require learning quite a few new concepts. Generally, it'll be about how to update many-to-many relationships. We'll also have to learn about computed setters, about underscore's difference by function, and there will be a couple new things we learn about VueX. Alright, it's time to get started. The first thing we want to do is to create a new page where we can edit the tags. So our current edit video page won't work because we're saving all of this at the end. And when we edit the tags, we'll want to save the changes immediately. Also, if you don't have a video ID, you'll see later how difficult that will make it to actually save the video tags, the connections. All right, so we will create a new page, and we'll want to have a link to it here. Let's start by renaming the link to the video watch page as Watch. And then we'll go ahead and create a link to a route we haven't made yet. We'll call it admin video show. And that will be what our show link will go to. Then, under our admin path, we'll go ahead and create a new route. So we'll copy the edit and just change a few things. Then we'll go ahead and import it. And we'll create that view. Now we'll want to grab the video. We'll go ahead and copy some of the code from admin video edit. Since we're getting the videos mapping the state, we'll just delete this component we don't use. But this video function will be the same. And just like there, we're grabbing the ID from the route params. We'll just have to make sure to close this out correctly, and then that'll be good. Now we'll need to show, we'll start with the video's name. So we'll put in a div, and this will just be for show. We'll have class of display1. And let's go ahead and check that all this is working. So here we'll hit show, and it's working so far. We may want a little bit of space there, so let's go ahead and add a padding top 3. Okay, that looks a little nicer. Then we'll have another div, this time using the vHTML, and we will connect it with the video.description. And we'll see that that's working as well. And now what we'll want to do is our actual goal. Put the autocomplete component there. V-autocomplete is a Vuetify component that has the nice property of you can type in something and it'll search through the options and then allow you to select them. And it can allow you to select multiple of them. As you can see, there are a lot of options that we had to scroll through. See, we can get multiple And so this is perfect for selecting tags, especially when we have a large number of possible tags, which we will later on. So we're going to start with the simplest possible version of this. So we're going to connect items to just a plain old array of numbers. And when we do this, we can see that we can select any of these 3 numbers. Now let's go ahead and get our tags from the store state and connect our items to tags. And when we do this, we'll see that tags are objects, and so it doesn't know how to display those. But we can help it out with item text equals name, because name is the value on the tag object that we'll want to display. All right, great. Now we'll want to tell v-autocomplete which items are already selected, and so we'll make something called video tags, which will compute that. And we'll go ahead and add multiple. So video tags is going to return multiple tags, so putting this on there allows that. All right, so let's compute our video tags. So we're going to get our video that we calculated here, and we're going to get the tag IDs on it. And then we're going to map, for each tag ID, we're going to call getTag on that ID. And that means we're going to have to get our map getters and use them here. Now, as you can see, it's loaded 3 of those tags automatically, and we can set and unset them at will. Now, of course, none of this saves yet, but that's what we're going to be doing in the next section. For now, though, let's get this looking a little bit better. We'll start by stacking these options up, since we will be adding even more of them. All right, then we'll add the chips option, and so that'll turn these into easily separable chips, so our eye can see where they start and end. All right, and now we'll go ahead and make them deletable chips. So what that means is they should have a delete button on there. Yeah, there we go. Just had to reload it. Nice. And we can go ahead and remove the ones that are already selected from here. That'll be nifty when we have a lot of them. So this one will be called hide selected. And we can see that it is working. And there we go. We've got a pretty good looking way to add and remove tags from a video. And when we have a lot more tags than this search function will really come in handy. But none of the changes we're making are currently preserved on the server. And so that's what we're going to be doing in the next section. In this section, we're going to be taking the changes that we can make using this v-autocomplete box, and we're going to be persisting them first to the state in our VueX store, and then to the server. So there are 2 ways that we can make this happen, that we can detect that things have changed. So the first is to watch the change event. And so if we want to do that, then we would something like change equals update tags, and then we'd have to feed in the event. And here we would have our new tags being passed in. That is the /event. And let's see what happens there. So we would delete that, and we'll see that our new tags is an array of strings, And we get this warning, computed property video tags was assigned, but it has no setter. So there are two ways we could take care of this. One is to exchange our V model for value. So now it's a one-way connection. We'll go ahead and see that happening. And as you can see, it no longer gives us that particular error. The other option is to keep the V model, and now for video tags, instead of it just being a function, we'll have a get function, which will be the same as what we did before, and then we'll have a set function, which receives the new tags. And so we can take away that change and see that in action. All right, so as you can see, we are getting the new tags. And what's interesting about this is we can still get the old video tags while we're in the midst of setting the new one. And you can also, of course, get access to the this.video tags in the update tags. I didn't want to imply that you can only get it in the video tags set. Anyways, so for our purposes, these two will do the equivalent thing. They're equivalent for our use case, though there are pros and cons, and depending on your use case, your particular style that you prefer, you may choose one or the other. For this video, let's go ahead and stick with the set. Now, what I would really like is two separate events that one of them would trigger when the user adds a tag, and the other would trigger when the user removes a tag. And it looks like we can get one of them when they're clicking the clearable icon, but I can't find anything for adding specifically. So, and also this clicking the clearable icon would not work when they're just hitting the delete button. So for now, we're stuck with just getting the new list. And as you'll see soon, that will become a little bit of a problem. All right, so we're in our set. We've got our list of new tags, which is just going to be an array of strings. And that is an issue for two reasons. So first, if we are adding a tag to a video, we're not adding the string to the video IDs array. We're adding the ID. So that'll add an extra step if we're still stuck with the strings. Fortunately, this is an easily fixed issue. We will just use return object, and now if we put our debugger here and make some changes, we'll see that now our tags are no longer just strings, they are actual tag objects. Now for the second problem, we're going to have to write a little bit of store code. So let's say we want to update our video so that it only has these new tags. That's fine. So we'll dispatch update tags, and we'll feed in, so we have to put in our this.video.id for our video. And then we'll need to put in our tags. So new tags will just be new tags. All right. Now, actually, we don't want our ID, so let's get that fixed up. Then we'll go to our store, and we'll create our update tags. All right, so this seems like it should be pretty simple. So we'll call update tags, and we'll feed in our video and our new tags. And then in update tags here, we will, of course, take in our state and then our video and our new tags. And on our video, we will set our tag IDs to just equal to the new tags, and we'll map that by ID. And by the way, I discovered if you're passing in this whole thing, you don't need to call it on state. You can just update the subproperties directly. So that's pretty cool. Now we'll test it out and see the issue. So we will remove ES 2015 there. We'll go here and see that ES 2015 is correctly removed. And then we'll go ahead, click ES 2015, the tag, and arrow functions is still listed under the tags. So that's because the tag has a list of video IDs as well. And so we'll need to update that. But here, we don't have a list of the tags where the video has been removed. All we have is a list of the new tags. And when we're adding a video, we are going to have the exact same issue. So when we get the list of new tags, which has one more tag than there was before, then we don't know which of those is the new tag. And so for deleting it, we'd have to go through all of the existing tags, which will eventually be a lot, and check to see which one has that video when it shouldn't. So that would be a pain. So we're not going to do it this way. And not to mention that we'd have to take all that work that we just did and redo it on the server. So there's another way. We'll remove this. We'll remove this. And we'll go back to our admin video show. And here, so we've got our new tags. We've also got our old video tags. And so what we're going to do is we're going to compare those and see what's been added or removed, and then change that individually. The easiest way to do that is to import the underscore operator from Lodash. And then we'll use that to tell the difference between new tags and the old version of this.video tags. So we'll use lodash.differenceBy, and it takes 3 arguments. So there is the one you expect to be bigger, and then the one you expect to be smaller, and then the property that you're comparing them by. And so here, this would give us a array of added tags. And we could do an array of removed tags by just switching up video tags and new tags. So in this case, we're expecting video tags to be larger. So we take this, exclude what's in new tags, and then we get the list of removed tags. Let's go ahead and put in the debugger and see this working. After, of course, removing the dispatch to an action that no longer exists. All right, so we'll remove ES 2015, and we'll see that added tags is empty, and remove tags has one item in it, and that is ES 2015. Excellent, this is doing just as we expected. Let's go ahead and add in promises and make sure that's working as well. So now added tags is the promises, and remove tags, since we didn't actually update the state yet, it will still have ES 2015. Once we start updating the state, that won't happen. Also, once we get the state updating, then added tags and removed tags should only ever have one item at a time. And so we can use that in the next part of this function. So if added tags.length is greater than 0, then we've added a tag, and we can call out to the store, and we'll dispatch to add tag, or we'll say connect tag to video. And we will be adding So added tags, we'll take the first one, and then we'll also want the video. So this will be our tag, and then video will be this.video. Excellent. And then we can repeat this for our removed tags, just changing a couple things. So if remove tags length is greater than 0, then the tag we send will be the first in remove tags, and we'll call this disconnect tag from video. Let's go ahead and create those actions in our store. Each of them are going to take a commit, and then a video and a tag. And by the way, when you're passing to an action and a commit, or a mutation, I should say, then it takes always 2 arguments. You can't go like that. That'll be a problem. You have to do it like this. And that's all right. It's actually, it's easier to read because then you don't have to remember the order. All right, and what we're going to be doing in each of these for now is just calling our commit. So we're going to be committing a mutation, and we're going to want to feed in the video and the tag. And in a little bit, we're going to be adding something where we call out to the server, but not yet. We'll get it in the state first. Go ahead and create those mutations. And the connection is a little bit easier, so we'll do that first. So in our video.tagIDs, then we're going to set that to our old video.tagIDs, but with the tag.id concatenated. And then we're going to have our tag.videoIDs. We're basically going to be doing the same thing, just with the details reversed. All right, so that's us connecting a tag to a video, and then disconnecting. It will be very similar, except it will be filtering it instead of concatenating it. So we're going to take our tag ID and make sure that it is not equal to our tag that we've passed in that we're removing. And then this is actually pretty similar enough in form. We can save a lot by copying that first part. So what we're doing is basically when we're connecting, we're concatenating the IDs to their lists of IDs. And when we're disconnecting, then we're filtering out the old IDs and just popping that new list, that new filtered list, into those arrays. Oh, and since we don't know whether they're going to be IDs or strings, we will need to put toString on both of the IDs. And so that'll save us a little bit of heartbreak later. All right, let's see this in action. We'll remove ES 2015 and add promises. And we'll see here that it's working for the videos, and our arrow functions have been correctly removed from 2015 and correctly added to promises. Of course, since we haven't committed this to the server yet, it doesn't withstand a refresh. So let's go ahead and take care of that. We'll be doing that in our actions. So currently they're just a commit, but now we will call to our API, and when we're connecting, it'll be a post, and we'll be going to video tags. And so this is a RESTful API, and the data we'll be sending it is just the video ID and the tag ID. All right, and for deleting it, it'll be something very similar, except here we'll be doing /delete. So at first I tried using this, but our Rails API wanted something like this, where we gave the ID of the tag, of the video tag connection that we're deleting. Basically, there was a mismatch between how our backend and our front end work. And so that's why we're doing a post to video tags /delete instead of what you might expect. Anyways, we send in the same data, and then it'll delete it or disconnect that tag from the video. So let's see this working. We'll remove ES2015, we'll add promises, and we will reload, and our changes are still saved. And we can see that the changes are reflected properly throughout the rest of the app. So that was a lot of new stuff, a lot of new concepts. But because we spent so much time talking about those concepts and deciding between different things to do, there's actually not as much new code as you would expect. Let's take a look. And today we're going to be using the GitHub app to look at the changes in our code. So let me know what you think of this change. I think it'll be a lot more clear than what we've been doing. All right, so first we added our new route, admin video show, and we made sure to link to it in admin video list. And then, so we used the autocomplete component, and we're able to list out items there, and they are totally searchable. So we get the tags from the store directly, and we're able to type and search those, and using item text, it will specify the name property in the list of objects that we get back from tags. So we're not just looking at object. And then vModel and multiple together, so they show the tags that are already selected. Multiple says there can be multiple of them. Video tags we're getting back from here. We're just mapping out the tag IDs on this video. And then chips, deletable chips, and hide selected are user experience stuff that makes the component a little bit nicer. So this altogether, it all allows us to display our current tags and update them, but not have it reflected anywhere else in the app. And to get that reflection elsewhere in the app, so, okay, first this one, this was just to get errors out of the way. Don't worry about that. All right, and then, so here, we had to change video tags from a regular getter, where it's just a function, into one that's a hash, which has a get function and a set function. So the get function is just the exact same thing as what we had before. The set function is, so whenever the video tags is set anywhere, this function will run. And we'll get as the only argument the new value of it. But that new value is not set automatically. Because of how the getter is constructed, we'll have to go to the video and update the tag IDs in order for this value to be reflected everywhere else. All right, so how do we do that? Well, first we had to put return object on our v-autocomplete. So we got the actual objects of the tags and not just the strings of the names. And then we tried going and putting all these tags directly on video.tagids on the store. But we ran into issues because this is a many-to-many relationship. So a video has tag IDs, and a tag also has video IDs. And so we didn't know what was being added, what was being removed, and so we couldn't go through all the tags and fix up their video IDs. To do that, we had to take a different tag. So we used Lodash's difference by, and we checked to see what tags were added and what tags were removed. And if one was added, then we dispatched the first one in that array to our connect tag to video action. And if one was removed, then we also sent that to our disconnect tag from video. So in the store, each of these calls out to the API, sending the video ID and the tag ID, and then commits a mutation, sending the whole video and tag. Then in these mutations, so first of all, we discovered that if you pass in the whole object, you can just set properties on it. You don't have to find it via the state and all that. So that's cool. And then when we're connecting, we just concatenated the corresponding ID to the tag IDs or video IDs. And then when disconnecting them, we take the old version of the array, the IDs array, and we filter out the tag or video that we're removing. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you'll join me next time. We're going to be creating a new tags page in the admin panel. And on that one single page, we're going to make it so we can add, edit, and delete tags, all from one page. I'll see you then.